Hey guys, so people have been asking about it. I want to give you another update on the van wreck in Wisconsin, which claimed 9 lives about a week and a half ago, including 7 Amish people from Virginia and the drivers of the semi-truck and the van. Now, there was one good piece of news out of this tragedy, and that was the fact that there was one survivor. It was an approximately 2-year-old Amish boy. His name is Orlah Schrock. We got an account not too long after the accident from the person who ended up saving him. Now, this was a former Marine named Nathaniel Jahn. Jahn was on the scene when the accident happened. He happened to be on the way to work, and he witnessed the accident. Now, Jahn said that he realized the van had started on fire, and while he was going to try to help the passengers, he heard a whimper, and he found 2-year-old Micah, who had been thrown from the van underneath some rubble. He was crying, Jahn explained. I just took my sweatshirt off, wrapped him, tried to keep him warm. Now, Jahn apparently tried to come back for another young woman who was barely alive next to Micah. And any others, but he couldn't, there was nothing else he could really do. The wreckage was too much and the van had already burst into flames. Jahn has been interviewed. In one of these interviews, he said, I was put there for a reason and a little boy got saved. Jahn also got to say hello to the boy who was spending time with his grandparents. He said, quote, he's fussy, but he's eating and drinking and vocal, and that did my heart. Warms me right over to see him. I'm happy I got Micah. I'm happy I got him safe to his family, and it's not a total loss. Sounds like he was the right person in the, I don't want to say right place, but in the place he needed to be at that time to at least save one boy. And I know that, his surviving family members are going to be counting their blessings for that. One other thing I want to cover here, the cause of the accident, because a lot of the comments I got on the first video I did on this were kind of pointing out, well, why didn't you talk about the cause of the accident? Well, there was a report of what happened. And it is true that Jahn said that when he saw the accident happen, he basically saw the driver of the van turn right into the path of the semi-trailer truck. And in the story, it says the semi-driver swerved hard to try to not hit the van, but only had a second to react, didn't even have time to apply the brakes. So, reading that, it does sound like the van driver is probably the one at fault. However, there has been no official assessment that I can find in any sources at this point by authorities investigating the crash, other than very general statements like this one. And this was the most recent one. This is back on March 11th. So around a week ago, from the Clark County Sheriff's Office, they said that, quote, it's believed the semi-tractor was eastbound on State Highway 95 and the van was northbound on CTH-J, I guess that's County Highway J. The van entered the intersection and was struck by the semi on its driver's side. So, a lot of people lost their lives in this. I don't want to, immediately say, okay, the van driver was at fault here, especially since there's been no official word in the investigation. And I'm not calling into question anything Jahn has said. It sounds like he acted heroically. He sounds like he's the only witness we have, and there's no reason to doubt what he describes. I just hold back on this because there may be other factors at play, and it may be prudent to wait to get a fuller account or a fuller official investigation. For example, there could be other things that may or may not be knowable, like visibility of conditions at the time, the speed of the semi, other technical factors which could have influenced the crash. And I get why people want to point fingers. This is a terrible tragedy where, a lot of people lost their lives. But I thought it would be wise to hold back on that a bit just yet until we hear something a bit more official. We also should keep in mind there are probably things that we can never really know about what led up to this accident. The only one who went through this and came out alive is just a toddler. We're probably not going to get a lot of good, witness account from such a young boy. But I understand this happens every time there is some kind of tragedy or accident like this. People want to know. It's understandable. When we do get more information on that, I hope there will be some, I don't know how long investigations take to complete, but I will give some sort of an update here. A final thing too, I did share a GoFundMe that was set up for the Amish families who lost their lives. I didn't create the GoFundMe, but I'm happy to share these if it will help and if it's something that it looks legit, of course. I've not seen anything to support either the van driver or the semi-truck driver. I'd be glad to share those as well if someone has those or knows of those. send those along to me. This is not a good news story, but there is some good, that came out of it. In that the one boy did survive, apparently thanks to the swift action of Nathaniel Jahn, who, thank goodness, was on the scene at the right time. Happy to know what you think. Let me hear in the comments, and I will keep you posted when I find something else out. Take care.